428 million naira. That's not a typo. One Nollywood film just broke every record in 2025, and we're only in November. Plus, Nigeria just launched its first ever international film market, and the industry is about to change forever. Stay tuned. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, we're all about Nollywood news, industry insights, and the story shaping Nigerian entertainment. November 2025 has been insane for Nollywood. We're talking about record-breaking numbers, game-changing festivals, major film releases, and industry moves that are positioning Nigerian cinema for global domination. So let's dive into the top stories you need to know. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Let's start with the biggest story of the month. No, the biggest story of the year. Gingerrr has officially become the highest grossing Nollywood film of 2025, earning over 428.8 million naira at the box office. Let me say that again. 428.8 million naira. This all-female heist thriller, directed by Yemi Morafa and produced by Wumi Toriola, Kiki, Bisola Ayola, and Bolaji Ogumola, has been dominating Nigerian cinema since it dropped on September 26th. The film opened with 127 million naira in its first week, making it the second highest domestic opener of 2025. By week 4, it had crossed 300 million naira, and now it's sitting comfortably at over 428 million naira and counting. But here's what makes this even more special. Gingerrr is the first cinema group project produced entirely by Nollywood actresses. These 4 women didn't wait for anyone to support their vision. They executive produced it themselves, assembled an all-star cast including Shafi Bello, Timini Egbeson, Lateef Adedimeji, and Odunlade Adekola, and created a film that's now in the top 10 highest grossing Nigerian films of all time. The film follows 4 childhood friends who reunite for a high-stakes heist that leads into chaos, secrets, and betrayals. It's packed with action, hilarious, and emotional. Everything you want in a Nollywood blockbuster. And get this, Gingerrr held the #1 spot at the Nigerian box office for 4 consecutive weeks, beating Hollywood films that opened the same weekend. It even started a UK theatrical run, so this number is only going up. What does this mean for the industry? Simple. Female-led films are box office gold. When women tell their own stories, control production, and lead both in front and behind the camera, they can beat anyone. Gingerrr just proved that. Film One, one of Nigeria's biggest distributors, reported that the overall Nigerian box office for 2025 has already surpassed the entire previous year, with revenues expected to hit 15 billion naira by December. Gingerrr is a major reason why.
I am Sylvia Aderonke da Silva.
500k. Gold is not for sale.
In those boxes is $2 million. No amount of money.
Raw gold, baby. For what shall it profit you to gain all the gold that you do not know anything about, whether it exists or it does not exist?
Now let's talk about AFRIFF, the Africa International Film Festival, because this year's edition is different. Running from November 2nd to 8th, right here in Lagos, AFRIFF is Africa's biggest film festival. And this year's theme is Rhythms of the Continent, the Afrobeat film movement. They're exploring how Afrobeat and African cinema are merging to create a new wave of storytelling. The festival kicked off with the premiere of 3 Cold Dishes, a pan-African thriller directed by Asop Olusei and executive produced by Burna Boy. Yes, that Burna Boy, and starring Osasi Gadoro. The film is already generating major buzz, and we'll be covering it in detail soon. But here's the real headline. AFRIFF has just launched Nigeria's first ever film and content market, the AFRIFF Film and Content Market, or AFCM. Let me explain why this is huge. For decades, Nigerian filmmakers who wanted international distribution, co-production deals, or investment partnerships had to fly to Cannes, Berlin, or Toronto and compete on their own. It was expensive and most independent filmmakers couldn't afford it. Now, the market is coming to us. AFCM is a dedicated business place where filmmakers, distributors, investors, and streaming platforms can connect, license content, negotiate co-production deals, and secure funding, all in Lagos. The market is being led by Dennis Rue, the former director of the European Film Market, so they are not playing around. Partners like MTN, Goldfinch International, SPC from Brazil, the Lagos State Government, and Nigeria's Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture and the Creative Economy are all involved. AFRIFF founder Chioma Ude said it perfectly. We're not just celebrating art, we're building an ecosystem that empowers African creatives to take ownership of their stories, their businesses, and their place on the global stage. The market runs from November 3rd to 6th, and industry sessions are covering everything from film distribution and marketing to content commissioning and international co-production. This is what we've been waiting for. Nigerian filmmakers are building our own table. And if AFCM is successful, it could become an annual occasion that transforms how African cinema does business globally. The festival wraps up on November 8th with over 100 films from Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, South Africa, and beyond screening throughout the week. If you're in Lagos, get your tickets. November is packed with new Nollywood releases you need to watch. First up, 3 Cold Dishes, the Pan-African thriller we just mentioned. Released on November 7th, this film is executive produced by Burna Boy and stars Usasi Dadoro, and early reactions from AFRIFF are calling it a game changer. It's intense and proves that Afrobeat artists are serious about investing in cinema.
It's over now. Over with.
3 Cold Dishes, the official trailer, drops in 3, 2, 1. Bow.
Next, we have Fractured, directed by Kayode Kasu, the same director behind Sugar Rush and Real Love. Fractured premiered at AFRIFF on November 5th, and if Kayode's record track record is anything to go by, this is going to be good. The man knows how to tell stories that resonate.
I have serious concerns about the leadership of our company.
Our CEO is becoming increasingly erratic and detached from reality.
She's having a tough time.
There are several other films dropping throughout November, and Film One is reporting that Nigerian audiences are showing up to cinemas in record numbers. The appetite for quality Nollywood content is at an all-time high right now. Now, despite all this success, the industry still faces major challenges. Nigeria has only 300 cinema screens for over 200 million people. That's wild when you think about it. Compare that to South Korea, which has over 3,000 screens for 51 million people. We're severely underserved. Piracy is still eating into profits. Filmmakers are losing millions because their films get leaked online before or even during premieres. And while streaming platforms like Netflix and Prime Video brought global visibility, they've also reduced content commissions, meaning fewer opportunities for some filmmakers. Funding remains a constant struggle. Most Nollywood productions are self-funded or rely on private investors, and traditional bank loans for film production, good luck with that. Let's wrap up with some exciting industry trends. First, technology. Industry discussions this month have focused heavily on AI and virtual film sets. Nigerian filmmakers are starting to adopt these tools to aid production, cut costs, and create visuals that compete globally. Virtual set means you can shoot a scene that looks like it's in New York, London, or Mars, or from a studio in Lagos. That's powerful. Second, authentic storytelling. There's a growing emphasis on telling Nigerian stories authentically without watering them down for international audiences. Films like Gingerrr, A Tribe Called Judah, and Everybody Loves Jennifer prove that when we are unapologetically ourselves, the world shows up. And third, social media marketing. Filmmakers are no longer relying solely on traditional PR. They are using TikTok, Instagram Reels, Twitter Threads, and influencer partnerships to build hype and drive box office sales. Gingerrr went viral multiple times before it even hit cinemas, and that translated directly into ticket sales. The game is changing, and Nigerian creatives are adapting fast. So there you have it, fam. The top Nollywood industry news for November 2025. Gingerrr is breaking records and proving female-led films are box office gold. AFRIFF 2025 just launched Nigeria's first film market, positioning us for global trade. Major releases are dominating cinemas, and technology plus authentic storytelling are taking Nigerian cinema to the next level. The future is looking bright. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe to Afriwood and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment and let me know. Are you Team Gingerrr? Have you been to AFRIFF? What Nollywood film are you watching next? Until next time, keep supporting Nollywood, keep telling our stories, and remember, Nigerian cinema is just getting started. I'm out. One love.